Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's an absolute pleasure to be reading for you. Hopefully all of you guys are doing really well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what do you need my Leos to know? Seven of Cups in the reverse. What do you need my Leos to know? Four Wands in the reverse. What else do you need my Leos to know, Spirit? Six of Cups in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse. What else do you need my Leos to know, Spirit? I feel heavy. Really, really heavy, Leo. Also, too, something here about essential oils. And I'm also getting like tea tree oil. I don't know if that's the right word for it. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you use essential oils in a bath, if you just put essential oils on yourself. There's something here about essential oils that I'm picking up, and if not, you may want to. Two of Pentacles. Hermit in the reverse. The name David or the letter D, just the initial D is coming to mind. What do we have here? We got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse. The Emperor in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. And the Tower. Five of Cups. Why is every card out here in the reverse minus the Two of Pentacles? That's what I'm really interested in knowing, Leo. Why is every card out here in the reverse? What's going on? There's something that you're dealing with. There's something either in the mental body, emotional body, psychological body. You're dealing with something. Something feels just a little bit off balance. And I don't know if this is in regards to work, love, life, family, friends. Something feels off balance. There's a sense of instability and uncomfortability. So this isn't gonna resonate for everyone. This is definitely not gonna resonate for everyone. This is a specific reading. This feels almost like a personal reading. Three of Swords, again, Tower, Five of Cups. There's something that came crashing down, but it feels past tense, but it's still leaving you out of balance. Whether this is something that just didn't work out in your favor, something that didn't play out right, something that just seemed unjust, unbalanced, and unfair, something that it's like your sense of comfort in a certain area, whether you were comfortable in your finances and that went awry, whether you were comfortable in a home or living situation and now that went awry, that there's just your baseline of comfortability has now been disrupted, meaning your peace has now been disrupted. And you're just in this space of what to do. What do I do? How do I handle this? How do I course correct? How do I readjust? How do I realign myself? I want to know one more thing. Just one more thing before I say what I'm getting ready to say. Why is this Two of Pentacles here? Six of Pentacles. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse. This is talking about stabilization, restabilizing, whatever this is. But it's impacting you. It's impacting your sense of whether it's esteem, worth. It's like, I don't know, and I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. You may be viewing yourself in regards to whatever this sense of stability or comfort was for you. You may be viewing yourself in a negative light or viewing the situation in a negative light, and it's impacting you how you view not only yourself, but also the world too. If you don't mind me being direct and honest with you, Leo, just for a brief moment. And I hate to go there, but sometimes I just go left and I just gotta be very telling with you. Damn, shit kind of made me want to cry. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm so sorry. See, Leo, this feels like something has come to its end of the line, its end of the road, but it was for a reason. one thing you got to keep in mind, we have soul contracts. When we enter this plane, we do have soul contracts. It's you, your soul, your spirit guides. You guys formulate a plan in your previous life before reincarnating, including life experiences and connections of all kinds, like where you're going to live, your jobs you're going to have, the family, the romantic partners, the friends, etc. So you establish these contracts, these soul contracts, prior to you getting here, and these agreements are established to help you accelerate your soul evolution, complete karmic cycles, and help with healing. And some of these soul contracts are established to heal things that were unhealed from a past life. Now, mind you, this doesn't always have to deal with the emotional space, but this can have to do with our more physical realm, right? Again, where we live, family, friends, finances, opportunities that come up. It feels like there is a soul contract that you've had that has came to an end, and now it's like, what do I do next? Where do I go from here? How do I proceed forward? And it's like, on one hand, you kind of know, because I'm looking at the 7 of Cups in the reverse, 7 of Swords in the reverse, and 5 of Swords. You do know. You have a sense of feeling like you got to go somewhere. You got to move. You can't just stay in this situation of feeling unbalanced or feeling out of whack, or just being in an impasse and not knowing which way you're going to go. But then on the flip side of that too, there's still this sense of, but what do I do? The actual acknowledgement, the actual action needing, because I'm not seeing anything action oriented here, and I don't feel anything action oriented in my gut. So I'm just feeling somebody just being stuck and in limbo. And with this, Leo, you really got to ask yourself, whatever this contract was in whatever form, again, family, friends, career, living situations, life circumstances, love connection, whatever it may be, you got to ask yourself a couple of things when you go back to what has now ended. Were you respected in that connection? Did you feel empowered, or did you feel like you were losing your power in that connection? Does that connection, at the time, did it feel loving? What did it feel like? Was the connection heavy? And if so, how? And were you loved or appreciated by that connection, right? Again, whether it's family, friends, circumstances, etc. Whatever this came to a close that's now leaving you feel uncomfortable or out of whack or out of balance, or feeling like you don't know up from down and down from up. Soul contracts, they're either for a lifetime or temporary. And of course, this was temporary. But you need to do, and you don't have to do anything. Let me correct myself. You don't have to do anything. But there is a need here for you, Leo, to really evaluate the connection, so that way you can cut the cords from this soul contract that you've had, whether it's in work, opportunity, finances, career, family, friends, etc. You really need to evaluate what was the purpose of it, what did it hold for you, and knowing that because that's ended, that does not mean that that's your fate. The circumstance that you're in life right now does not mean that's your fate. Because that thing did not work out does not mean you're fated to suffer, you're doomed, and that's just the end all be all. And of course, as we all know, pain, hurt, uncomfortability has a time span. It has a shelf life, right? It will only last for a certain period, and then you move on. But again, because you're kind of in this impasse of what do I do? How do I go about this? How do I change my circumstance? How do I readjust? How do I course correct? How do I resolve this? It's like you're just in this place. And there's a couple of things, and that's why I ask those questions, because those are internalized questions you need to ask yourself. And then also too, on the outward end, the fact that you're now removed from that, being able to fully release the energy. And more importantly than that, Leo, because and again, this feels very specific, so I know I'm not talking to everybody, but for the ones who have released this and you have cut this off, or it doesn't feel like you cut it off. It feels like the rug was pulled from underneath your feet with that tower. The rug was really pulled from underneath your feet. So this may have caught you out of left field, or you may have felt blindsided, or you may have felt like, what the hell just happened here? There's a couple of things you have to then evaluate even further when moving on, and assessing your own behaviors to see if you are still stuck in this energy, which I am seeing that you are, and being self-aware of how you're stuck can really help you release the pain, the suffering, the upset, the disappointment, the uncomfortability in some format. It may not be in its fullest capacity, but in some format it will help you, because I'm getting, what is it called? There's a psychological term for it. It's called cognitive behaviors, or cognitive distortion. I feel like I'm saying the term wrong, but I know it is a cognitive pattern. And there are certain things you have to ask yourself. One of them being overgeneralization, applying your experiences from what has ended to other experiences. So whatever this has slipped from underneath your feet, are you now looking at life like, okay, well, the next situation is probably going to play out the same, or this is probably going to happen to me again? Are you doing some form of mental filtering, viewing your life, yourself, and your future through a negative lens? Are you labeling and mislabeling, right? Defining yourself and others with negative labels and assigning labels in a sense of focusing on one past behavior or event and applying that again to another. Another one would be discounting the positive, right? So are you discounting the positive when you are seeing the little bright sides and whatever this is that went wrong? Say if something does positively happen, or you do get some form of good news within this storm or within this rain cloud, are you just chalking it up to a mistake or just luck, or, this is a one chance thing, and, this is just fluke, or I can't trust it, or I don't know if I can trust the situation? Are you doing some form of personalization, blaming yourself for outside things outside of your control, falsely believing that everything that someone says or does is a direct reaction of you? Are you having some form of polarized black and white thinking, right? Thinking in extremes. Either everything is going to be extremely great or extremely terrible. And the should haves, the should haves. Having a list of rules of how people should and shouldn't behave. There's certain things here, Leo, when it comes to cognitive behaviors that I'm picking up because of what just ended, and this was meant to end for a reason. And again, if you go back and review the first few questions that I asked about whatever this soul contract was that left out of your life, again, family, friends, opportunity, coworkers, loved ones, anything of that nature, those questions that I asked you about that connection or what purpose it served in your life and why was it in your life and what did you learn from it, you're going to understand even deeper on a further capacity as to why it served its purpose. And with looking at certain cognitive behaviors, you get to understand how you're now operating out of a space of disappointment and how you may be viewing the world through a certain lens. And this needs to be corrected. Because when I'm looking back at this true love, Leo, it just feels like there's some sense of disassociation. Some sense of disassociation between what is and what is not, your reality and your distorted perception. And because these kind of circumstances only have a shelf life of a certain time frame, there's just this imbalance that you're feeling currently of, I don't know what to do. Sometimes we don't know what to do. Sometimes our circumstances prevent us from figuring out resolutions to resolve what's going on in our life. And in those spaces when we don't know what to do, that's when we have to go internal and start to pull apart the pieces and figure out why are we in this space if we don't know what to do, and look more so at the psychological aspects of why we don't know what to do. Because even in this energy, Leo, and I'm just going to be direct and I'm going to wrap this up here, you got a new soul contract coming in. And that's the good thing. And this soul contract feels very empowering. It feels very beneficial. It feels like it is a soul contract that is resonant in love, right? It's something that's uplifting. It's something that's empowering. It's something that will elevate you. And the foundation of it is love, mutual respect, and wanting the best for each other, right? And whether this is finally finding that job that actually gets you and resonates with you, whether it's meeting somebody that can present you an opportunity and they're seeing the same vision, or they have the same goals, or they're wanting to aid you in your endeavor because they believe in it as much as you do. Whether this is now connecting with friends, or a friend that has that mutual love or that mutual respect for you, and you guys have that mutual camaraderie with one another, and you guys get each other, it just flows with ease. You're getting ready to have a new soul contract enter into your life, but there's still residue of whatever this was that was not a positive soul contract, that was negative and dispowering. You're still hovering in this energy, and this has to go. So you got to do the inner work so that way spirit can bring this into you. And whether you do it or not, it's coming in. But if you don't do the work, you won't be able to sustain and maintain that connection, because you're operating out, again, I'm getting the word, cognitive behaviors. So you have to really look at that, Leo. Because whatever it is that you're getting in, because I could even flip this true love and status quo to a different perspective, which I'm feeling, it is something that is going to put you in the place of where you want to be. And that also really resonates with you. And it's going to take you and evolve you to where you need to be. And again, whoever this is or whatever this is, this opportunity or person, etc., they're going, or it's walking, or it's leading you in the path of where you're meant to be in a positive way. But this energy that feels very heavy has to go. And while you're in this impasse moment, those questions that I've asked you really need to be assessed. Leo, I love you. I do. I didn't know this was going to be heavy, and this is not going to resonate for everybody. But please be safe. Take care of yourself. Drink your water. Eat healthy. Get some good sleep in. You're good 7-8 hours a day if you can. Be kind to yourself. Be gracious to yourself. Be patient with yourself through whatever this is. And I love you.